Good evening, ladies. How are you this evening?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello. Hey, guys. You know what? Everyone out there, please like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment. We really want to hear what you think of what we're talking about, because we're trying to learn more as we embark on this whole relationship thing. You know, some of us have been married before, some of us have been in long-term relationships, and now we're getting back out into the whole dating world, and things are so different now. Men are focusing on different things, women are focusing on different things, where before you just kind of dated, you know, met someone. Now you've got to really think about all these different aspects and attributes. I'm sorry, Bonnie, what did you say?
I said that before we were like pretty much all focusing on the same thing.
Exactly, where now you really have to separate yourself and know what it is, know who you are, what you have to offer, and what you're willing to offer, what you're willing to commit with, because there are so many specifics out there. Not that all these specifics are tied to every individual
like what
person,
you're bringing
because
to the
they're
table.
not, you know? So let's get started. Here we go, ladies. So this is from a gentleman, and we won't mention any names, but we like to know what men are thinking. So this is some commentary from a gentleman that this information was sent to me by our dear friend Wendy, who's with us tonight and every night that we're here. So this gentleman says that he believes society has women believing they don't need to change. So Wendy, do you think that women need to change? Because he's saying basically that society has women thinking that they're perfect. And I don't really think anyone thinks they're perfect. So what do you think about that?
Society, that comment was a little odd to me. I was trying to figure that one out and untangle it. So do you think that it could be tied to maybe the U2 movement?
I would say I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say that.
No.
What I thought.
I think it's doing liberation.
Yeah, that however a woman is, that's how she expects to be accepted. Mm-hmm. You know, negating all of the things that men look for in a woman, because the way that society is today, not that it wasn't like this before, but a lot of these things are just more pronounced now. So if you truly look at what a man is supposed to offer in a relationship and what a woman is supposed to be receiving in a relationship and what she's supposed to be giving in a relationship, when you look at all of those things holistically, then maybe someone does need to change that. We're not perfect, because you have to say to yourself, okay, men like nurturing women. Okay, you might not be that type of woman, but I would say most men, 99.5% men want that kind of woman. So if you're not that kind of woman, and that's what most men are looking for, and that's a real important attribute, then you're not perfect. You might need to change. You know, does that make sense?
It makes sense, but you know what?
Perfect would mean for you, right?
Yeah, everybody has a different definition of perfect.
Yeah,
okay? That's true.
And when you say nurturing, I went on a date with a guy that I had met at a restaurant, and he, very nice, bought me dinner. I just met him, and he says, oh, let's do something later. So we went to the movies. Okay. So in the movie, he's like pampering his finger, and he's holding onto his finger and everything. And then I said, well, what's wrong with your finger? And he said, oh, I broke it. It's a big manly guy, one of those gym guys. And I said, you're crying over that little finger? It was like the pinky finger, right? And I had no sympathy for him. I thought it was like being a baby. And that's what I told him. I said, you're crying over that? Women give birth to children. That's a whole lot more than your pinky breaking. And he got very, very upset with me and thought that I was, incompassionate and this, that, and the other thing. So, people think different things about how a woman is supposed to react. I mean, I guess he wanted me to pet his finger.
He did. He wanted you to sit there and say, oh, baby, what happened? How did you hurt that? Let me take a look at it. You know, that's exactly what he wanted.
Big gorilla man. If you big, you're supposed to be able to.
You were supposed to make a stint for it, Bunny.
Thank you. No.
Right.
No.
She's supposed to have that in her bag, in her purse.
You're right. You're right. I'm supposed to go in my car and pull it out. Hey, I got you. Okay. And he went home that night and he called me and he was soaking his finger. And I mean, I am not lying. He was just like whining. And
wait. Let's let Bonnie. That's just a perfect segue into something that Wendy said to me. We were talking about this exact thing, not to get off topic, which we'll come back to what we were talking about. But we were talking about how when men are sick, it's the end of the world and they want like the ultimate pampering session. So Wendy, tell the story of what was, I don't know if it happened to you or if it happened to someone else, but I think this is just right. Classic. You froze for a second there, Wendy.
Me, I had a little back problem.
Oh.
But this guy, I thought he was a super sweet guy, okay? But this is a test. This is a real test, okay? And it's a red flag, really. For me, anyway. I had a little back problem. My back just went out, on me. And, I just noticed that he wasn't very patient or, I couldn't get a cup of tea. It was like I was irritating him. But I had been making, if he gets the slightest cold, I had been checking temperature and making chicken soup.
Making ginseng tea, right?
Yes. So I expected, reciprocal.
The same. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No.
What did he tell you, Wendy?
No, you're thinking about, that was another story.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking about another story about the traffic.
Yes.
About if something happened on 285. Okay. Yeah, so that was another red flag, different guy, Chris. Okay, Barney, everybody, that was a different guy. Red flag though. I called him and he didn't answer the phone. So, that kind of irritates me. So I said, when I talked to him again, I said, I could have been on 285, broke down, and you didn't answer the phone. That's just something that I say, just tell them it could have been an emergency, right?
Right.
And he said, very frankly, if you are broke down on 285, you should call AAA.
Yeah, red flag.
It's not the nurse. That's not the nurturing aspect, but it's very similar. It's what we expect.
We want safety, right, from them,
because that's what we expect them to provide. And as a man, that's what a man knows, that he is our protector. And when you didn't get that, that was a red flag. No. That's not, that's not the person that needs to be in my space. But going back to being perfect, I just think that from my point of view, when he says that, and it may be tied to the Me Too movement, that women have evolved into themselves, so to speak, and they don't need to change, accept me how I am, basically. And I think he did say that was one of the statements that he made, that women, in their mind, it's like, accept me as I am. But if you really look at all the different things that we're talking about today and what men look for, we're going to talk about the 5 non-negotiable things that men look for that are not negotiable.
Okay.
So with that said, I guess you can't consider yourself perfect unless all of these things you embody. So, but we'll get to that. We'll talk about that for sure. So the next thing he said, ladies, he said that women get the type of man they earn, and men get the type of women they deserve. And what he meant by that is men are more about doing and women are more about being. So
being what? I'm not understanding that, because women are all about, if it's being for their man, showing them the good points and being there for them and everything. So how do men get the woman they deserve, and women, or however you said it? I don't know. I don't remember.
Women get the men that they deserve, and women get the type of man women get the type of man they earn, and men get the type of woman they deserve. So he did break it down. I think he did. Didn't he break it down, Wendy? I don't remember.
I'm sure he did.
He
Now,
broke it down to some degree, but he said men are more about doing, meaning that men are more about being the provider, being the protector, whereas women are more about being, I don't need this, I got this, I don't need this person for that, I can take care of myself. So they're more about being, I am this is what I don't need. Whereas men are more about doing. They're thinking about what they are going to do to support this relationship, support this woman. And we're more about, I think he's saying we're more about our individual selves and not the relationship.
Like more about our independence?
I guess, yeah.
I don't really know what he meant about women are more about being. Now I get the part about men are doing, because a man is what he does.
Supposed to be the provider and do.
Yes. Right, a
But
man is what he does.
They take a lot of pride in what they do, meaning the job. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
What they do, what they've done is there's a lot of pride in that. Now, we're assuming that they have a good, they're doing something worthwhile.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That they can be proud, and that we can be proud of with them.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. So that's a big thing for them. But women are about being. So it doesn't matter what we do.
No, we're, not really. We're just about, self-concerned.
Yes.
More self-concerned.
Okay.
That's how I interpret it. But you know what? I'll go back and I'll reread it just to kind of make sure.
I'm not quite sure.
Because I don't
like
get that.
If you're a man and you're a lawyer, then when you introduce yourself, you're a what do they call it? JD, right? You're a JD, or
right.
You're a doctor, or that's who you are, Where women are
Mrs.
I'm Mrs. Johnson.
Mrs. Lawyer. Mrs. Lawyer.
Wife.
Doctor.
Yeah, or Ms., right?
So that means that we're putting ourselves behind that man, and I totally do not agree. But I don't agree that I'm that independent woman. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I want a man with a tool belt. I want somebody to fix stuff and help me out and come to 285 when I'm broke down. So yeah. I know I'm not that woman. I don't know what women he's really thinking about, but there are some women that are like that. Don't open the door for me. I could do that myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
More about being that.
Don't call me
that independent person, that self-sufficient person. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So, I have this to offer, but you're not receiving it because you are like this. I'm offering you protection, but you're independent. I'm offering you to provide for you, but you got your own.
Yeah.
But
you know how we did before, and we put a percentage on it.
Right.
If I was going to put a percentage on this, I would not give it like 99% of women think that way. I really don't think that way. I don't think.
No, I don't either. I don't care. I think that most women, and I think sometimes women use that as a deflecting point. They really want a provider. Yeah. They really want that security blanket. They want all of that. But because they fear they may not get that, they put themselves into a cocoon. So just in case they don't get that, well, I didn't expect it because, and I got my own kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think more women use it in that respect. Well, so Wendy and I had, because Wendy sent this information to me, and we were talking about how this gentleman said that when women introduce themselves or tell something about themselves, let's say, and I'll let you start this off, Wendy, because I have some choice words, so to speak, to change the narrative so that we, just like all the women out there watching this, I want you to take these words. I want you to take these words. I want you to keep these words, live by these words, because they will make a big difference in how the conversation starts off. So Wendy, start us off with that.
Okay, so in your introduction, this is what this guy is saying in his commentary. In the introductions that he's had with women, or from his experience, he's had women who say, I'm a workaholic, or when a guy says, tell me about yourself, she might say, well, I'm an independent woman. I pay my own bills. Or what it would be something else they might say, which kind of, it will draw a certain kind of man. So this is what
Exactly.
you're getting what you deserve. I think that's where it kind of comes back
Yeah,
to.
that's true, Wendy. That's where that comes in at. Exactly. Women get the kind of man they deserve. Exactly. So when you start talking about that, you know that you might end up with that type person who, you know what? You said you had your own. You got your own money.
Yeah.
You pay your own
And
bills.
you didn't mean that's not what you meant, but that's what you said.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you're mad. And then you're mad if you get into a relationship and this person isn't
And you said
supportive.
that they're bringing it up on you,
Exactly.
throwing it right in your face. This is what you said. This was, you don't need me for this, that, and the other thing. You got it.
Exactly. So now, now the tables are turned on you. Whereas, you really did want all of that. So let's talk about words that we can use to actually describe ourselves that change the narrative and really tell a man about who we are, the kind of person we are. If you're a creative person, that's a great attribute word. If you're creative, you can talk about, okay, I'm creative. I love to write. I'm an interior decorator. That tells a man that you are someone that's always thinking, you got things going on, but you don't have too much going on, and he's not going to be a priority. If you start, you come with a litany of 10, 20 things, he already turned off because he like, well, what do you want me in that?
Right.
You come with, one or two good things, he's going to be excited about that because now he knows that he's got a woman who's got something going on, who can bring something to the relationship, who might have an opinion about something. And I don't want to get off track here, but I was listening to another gentleman talk, and he was saying how a lot of men will ask women for their opinion. And because women think men want to hear, well, I'm not really sure, but I'm not really sure. What do you think? Well, he said, well, if a man is asking you your opinion, it's because he wants your opinion. Exactly. Right. Yeah. But women think that they don't want to put themselves in that position to have the man think that they know everything. Well, no,
they smarter than them.
Exactly. But if he's asking your opinion, that's because he obviously values your opinion and wants to hear what you have to say. Not that he's going to necessarily go along with it, but he's going to respect the fact that you did have something to say.
You had a smart opinion.
Exactly. So here's another good one. Dependable. Come on, if you're dependable, you can easily describe how you're dependable. Right? Am I right?
If these things are you, you can use them.
Exactly.
You can take, and pick and choose which ones embody you. Mm-hmm.
I'm flexible and open-minded. Well, open-minded already tells him that you're not going to be someone that's going to be stuck on stale. You can have a conversation. You can understand his point of view. You can understand others' point of view. You can take it into consideration. Once again, you may not necessarily agree with it, but you're open-minded enough to listen to it. Mm-hmm. So here's another one, honest. Okay, who doesn't want someone that's honest, right?
Right.
So, and we can all describe what honesty means because a man wants to know that he can turn to you and you're going to tell him the truth. If nobody else doesn't tell him the truth, right, you're going to tell him the truth. He's going to be able to always count on you. Supportive. Now, you guys can speak to this one. I mean, every man wants a woman that's supportive, right?
Yep.
Yes, I agree.
Energetic. And that's not like over the top, silly, energetic, and I could even just say humorous because most women like a man that can make them laugh. Most men like a woman that's not stuck on stale, that, she has a sense of humor. She can have fun, that she's a little bit of levity.
I totally agree.
Yes.
Reliable. See, so far we have the 7 good words, ladies.
Good words.
Ladies out there.
Good words.
And I'm going to run them down once again after we talk about them. Reliable. Come on. What man doesn't want a woman that he can rely on? He knows that if he asks you to do something, and vice versa, if you ask him to do something, he's going to reciprocate because he knows what to expect from you, right?
Right.
Loving. That should be at the top, probably. Loving and nurturing. And that goes back to what we were saying, how, Bonnie's friend had the cut on his big ass. Oh, excuse me.
Cut on his little last finger.
On his he had this big old cut
Finger.
on his little finger. And it was the end of the world. And you know what? And sometimes we just have to pretend like for their sake. And it's not even pretending, because you are compassionate, and it might not be the end of the world, but you show some compassion to them, guys. Right? That's basically what it comes down to. Just show some compassion, because men don't bring that to the nurturing part to the relationship. We do. So that's what they expect of us. And that's not to say that at some point they can't, that can't become a part of them when you are in a relationship and you guys come together as one. Loyal, that should be up there, number 2, I guess. Men definitely want that ride or die person. They want to know that you are in it for the long run, not just here today, gone tomorrow. So we're going to go over these real quick. And these are great words, women, to change the narrative when a man asks you to tell me something about yourself. There are other words, but this gives you an idea. We don't want to say, oh, I'm a great cook. Well, no, you know what? I love to cook, and some of my specialties are this. I would love to cook this for you. That's totally different than I'm a great cook. So here we go. Creative, dependable, flexible, open-minded, honest, supportive, energetic, reliable, loving, nurturing, and loyal. And there are other adjectives that you can look up, you can Google, but I think that these are 10 solid ones that you can use to describe yourself, as opposed to say, I'm a workaholic, I work hard, I'm a woman that takes care of everything, I can pay my own bills. No, I guarantee you, if you start using some of these descriptive words to change the narrative, to change the conversation, you will get a totally different response from a man.
I agree. I like that.
We're not relationship specialists. We're just trying to use common sense, because for us, we're getting back into the dating scene, women over 50 dating. We want to make sure that we're taking all the tools that we can take into this next level of dating. And that's why I said at the beginning when we were talking, ladies, that it's so different now. Did you think about all this before? No, we didn't think about this.
No.
Either you like me, you don't like me.
They were cute,
Either you like me or you don't like me. And if you don't like me, I want to know why.
Right.
That's cute. Both of us are cute.
Exactly.
Listen, I was watching a show on television, and they had like some love gurus on there. And I was telling Chrissy, one of the men said, you have to get, let's say, 5 friends, and you have to tell the 5 friends that you want to meet somebody by January 1st. Let's say, that's me. January 5th. Okay. This is what they said. You have to tell the 5 friends that you want to meet somebody by January 5th. And he guaranteed that you would meet, out of the 5 friends, one person, somebody would introduce you to February. One person out of the 5 people at the date, at the timeline that you gave them. Chrissy said, but we're all in the same boat.
And then there's that.
Exactly.
And then there's that.
The 5 friends are in the same boat.
But this is what's happening, though. This is what we have to think about. Okay. Now, Chris, you remember you had a friend, she'll remain nameless, who was going to be with us on this program, right? So she's got a budding relationship. She didn't want to, so he's got some friends, right? Right?
That is true.
She'll be one.
True.
So we got to kind of look at the people that we know
that are in our circle,
that are in relationships, because there are a couple, right? A few.
No, that is true, because their friends
are married friends. As well. Yeah.
But some of the things, one of the things I kind of find out, because let's say the people that you're working with, okay, they're not family or anything, they're pretty much just your coworkers, right? Mm-hmm. But I find that which shall be nameless, a person on my job, and I said, does your boyfriend have any buddies or friends or uncles or cousins, grandfathers, whatever? But I find that women become I don't know to say territorial or jealous. Like they don't want to
They
put
don't
you
want you to
in their
get ahead of them.
circle because they're afraid their man will start to look at you. No,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
Sometimes I think, and I do hear what you're saying, Bonnie, but sometimes I think that some women don't want you to meet someone that's going to elevate you above them.
Oh,
that could be it too.
wow.
Oh no, yeah.
Wow.
And they can be,
So
and
see,
they can,
there's a lot of those 5 friends that we may think would do that for us, but no.
they might not.
Whatever
They
their
might not.
feeling is or their insecurities are, and I would believe more that it's
Exactly.
their insecurities
Yeah.
Yeah,
on,
you're right.
you
It would
know,
be their insecurity.
introducing or putting you in their crowd or whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And then,
So
even something as petty as you might get a little bit more attention than they get.
exactly.
And just
Exactly.
if you're all hanging out together, and you might be the center of attraction and they were the center of attraction. There are so many different anomalies that you can think of,
Yes.
like of people that might not want to, because they may not necessarily be what you would consider a friend, but someone, that acquaintance that why they may want to
Yeah.
introduce you to someone. But I ran into that one that I said where they may, if they have friends that are at a certain place in life, they don't want to introduce those friends to you because you may be elevated above them. I've been there.
Wow. That's
sad.
It's the new world.
It
It's
is.
the new
That's
world.
sad.
The
That-
new
that's
world.
sad.
Hey, if we can find, maybe we can't find 5, but we can find 3.
And what was the date, Bonnie? Is it February, you said?
Well, we can give our own date. Let's give
Oh,
it
okay, we
February.
can set
Let's
our own
challenge.
date.
Let's make
Okay.
it a challenge.
Bonnie, I think that I heard that on Tamara Hall.
Yes, that's where I
Okay,
got it from.
yeah.
That's
I
exactly
thought
that was
where
a
I
great
got it from.
idea.
The guy said. So I think we should make it a challenge. I think we 3 should make it a challenge and see.
Great idea.
Let's say February 1st. Okay,
Okay.
let's make it February 1st, whatever day that is. I don't know. Let's say February 1st. We will come back to the table afterwards and see if we've made any headway with 5 friends, 3 friends, 2 friends, the guy down the block, the barber, the whoever.
Well, wait a minute. We're going to be a little bit more selective.
Well, we're only asking them to see if they have somebody. They don't have to be the same.
Okay,
person
those are the
they
people that
are.
we're asking. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, we're not trying to get with
Okay,
them.
those are the people that we're asking.
So that's being selective. You're going to pick somebody that you think is nice and their personality is
Right.
nice. So yeah, you'd want to maybe go out with a friend of theirs, or
Yeah.
meet
Right.
someone on their level.
It's a numbers. It really is a numbers type of thing. And I think in that particular show that he said, even though you set the date by January, well, somebody's going to at least introduce you to somebody by February.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So ladies, because we are coming up on our time. So what we need to do is we need to decide, because we'll do it individually, how many people we're going to add, and we will all text each other. So everyone will know what the other person's plans are. And our deadline is February. Well, we'll say February 1st is a soft
But
deadline.
it might come, right. It might
Just
come
because
after.
of what you said, it might be February 15th. Oh my goodness, after Valentine's Day? Hell no. Oh my goodness. I like that. That's a good challenge. That's a good challenge for us.
Yes.
Us.
Everyone out there, we hope you enjoyed our conversation this evening. This is A Conversation with Chris. There is a silver lining. Let's not forget, please, guys, subscribe, leave a comment,
And share.
and share.
And
Okay?
share.
For you to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Just give us some feedback. If there's something that you want us to talk about, hey, we would love to talk about it. We want to share information, and we want you to share information with us. So once again, please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. All right, ladies.
Comment.
We'll talk soon. Bye.